Welcome back to Top Dog Tips. Thanks for joining me for my video on 15 safe human medications for dogs. In most cases, you should be only giving your dog medications that were manufactured specifically for canines. However, there are some human medications for dogs that are completely safe, though they must be given under veterinary supervision. There's plenty of unsafe medicine for dogs that owners often consider giving their pets. These can be toxic due to physical and chemical differences between dogs and humans. A dog's body cannot break down certain chemicals found in human medicine, like acetaminophen. As a result, the chemicals attach to the dog's liver and slowly destroy it. Other than the fact that dogs are dogs and not humans, it's also the size of your pet that matters when considering human meds for dogs. Even when a medication is safe for animal use, the dosage may not be safe. You should never try to figure out the dosage for your pet simply based on the instructions on the label for humans. It's important to note that many factors can render safe human medications to be unsafe for dogs. These factors include your dog's overall health, other medications being taken, breed, size, and age. You should never give anything to your pet that's not intended for them without consulting your veterinarian first. You'll also notice that as per dosage warnings among the safe human meds for dogs, we have not included any dosing information. This is done intentionally. It's unlikely that these medications will have a dosage mentioned for animal use on their back label, and you should never rely on the internet to give you veterinary advice. Call your vet and get your dog professional advice before using any human medications for your pet. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's talk about the 15 safe human medications for dogs. Number 1 on my list is Imodium, also known as loperamide. Imodium is a tricky medication. Some dogs with diarrhea can take loperamide and it's safe for them. However, it can cause side effects in other dogs as shown in certain studies, so it should never be given without veterinary supervision. For example, one study found that the collie breed can get poisoning from this medication. Also, if Imodium is given to a dog that carries the MDR1 gene mutation, a dog with diarrhea due to an infection or ingestion of a toxin, or a dog with certain health conditions, Imodium can cause constipation, severe sedation, bloat, and pancreatitis. If your dog is experiencing diarrhea, there are a number of other dog diarrhea meds and treatments that your vet can prescribe. It's best to utilize one of these options instead. Number 2, Pepto-Bismol. Pepto-Bismol falls into much the same category as Imodium. It's one of the safer human meds for dogs, but only for certain dogs with specific conditions and only under veterinary supervision. If your dog has diarrhea or an upset stomach, it's best to use a dog diarrhea medication or stomach upset aid. But if you're in a pinch, make sure to call your vet before giving your dog Pepto-Bismol. Your vet will help you to determine whether it's safe for your individual dog, and if so, what the safe dosage is. If you do get the go-ahead to give your dog Pepto-Bismol, be aware that should your dog need an x-ray for any reason before the medication has passed, it may be mistaken for a metallic body in their gastrointestinal system, so make sure you let your vet know. Next is Benadryl. Benadryl is used in veterinary practices as a treatment for allergies, motion sickness, and travel anxiety. It's also a popular human medicine for dogs, and it's often used in veterinary practice. But there have also been cases where the active ingredient in Benadryl poisoned dogs. If your pet is experiencing any of the mentioned illnesses, call your vet to confirm that Benadryl is okay to give him and the specific dosage that's right for your pet. Additionally, ask if any of your dog's current health conditions will be negatively impacted by the administration of Benadryl. Side effects that you should look out for when giving Benadryl include sedation, salivation, increased respiration, urinary retention, dry mouth, vomiting, diarrhea, increased appetite, and decreased appetite. If you notice that your dog develops dilated pupils, agitation, seizures, rapid heartbeat, or constipation, you may have given your dog too much Benadryl and you need to get to the emergency vet immediately. Next on my list is buffered aspirin. Some veterinarians recommend buffered aspirin for dogs with pain due to arthritis, and studies have found it to be better tolerated by most dogs. However, it's not generally the treatment of choice and will only be used on rare occasions. While technically it can be one of the safe human meds for dogs, there are many other and better dog-specific NSAIDs available for pain, or even less potent pain relievers that are safer for dogs to take that you can procure from your vet. If your vet does recommend buffered aspirin for your dog, make sure that there are no added ingredients like acetaminophen, and follow your veterinarian's dosing instructions to a T. You should also keep in mind that even buffered aspirin administered under a vet's supervision can cause side effects like kidney damage or internal bleeding. Next comes a medication that you may not have heard of, Tagamet or cimetidine. Cimetidine is sometimes prescribed as an extra label drug in veterinary medicine to treat gastritis, reflux, esophagitis, and for treating mast cell tumors in dogs. It has been found to be safe and effective in some cases. Although cimetidine is safe to use in most dogs, consult your veterinarian before using it, as it can interact with a variety of other medicines and cause problems for senior dogs and pets with blood disorders. Responsible use of Tagamet generally does not lead to side effects when used under vet supervision, and it has been used to treat pets very often. However, an overdose of cimetidine can result in tachycardia and respiratory failure in dogs. Another safe human medication for dogs is Prilosec, also known as omeprazole. This can be safely used in dogs with ulcers or excess stomach acid, but only if your vet has approved its use and is given in proper dosing. Some studies have found it to be more effective than cimetidine. Dosing of Prilosec for dogs is particularly important because it was developed for human use and has never been officially approved for animal use, even though studies found it to be safe and effective. While it's safe without a vet checkup and consultation, administering Prilosec to dogs can cause complications by masking other health conditions in the dog. Prilosec can also cause problems when combined with a number of other medications. Hydrocortisone is another human medication that can be used for dogs. Hydrocortisone creams can be used topically on your dog in small amounts for itchy skin, but it should never be used in areas where your dog can lick the cream away because it is toxic. Use an Elizabethan collar to prevent licking until the area has healed. Using hydrocortisone cream should be limited to short periods, and you should keep an eye out for side effects like behavior changes, weakness, and nausea. More companies are beginning to use this substance for pet products. You'll find many over-the-counter itch creams and skin infection treatments for dogs to contain this chemical. It's always best to use hydrocortisone products that have been developed for dogs rather than using human alternatives that may include toxic additives. Next up is Lamotil, also known as atropine or diphenoxylate. Lamotil is used by humans to manage diarrhea, and it's also used to treat diarrhea and colitis in dogs and cats. Lamotil works by slowing the digestive tract, improving the ability to absorb liquids, and reducing intestinal secretions. In other uses, it's also been shown to reduce coughing. Lamotil dosing and length of treatment should be determined by your vet based on your dog's age, size, breed, current health, and the reason for their needing the drug. Next on my list is Dramamine. Dramamine is used by some veterinarians for the treatment of travel sickness and travel-related anxiety in dogs. Dogs can experience side effects as a result of Dramamine, including difficulty urinating, dry mouth, vomiting, diarrhea, and loss of appetite. While it's one of the safe human meds for dogs, it's exceptionally important to consult a veterinarian for the correct dosing of Dramamine for your dog before using it. Overdosing is quite easy and very common in pets. Signs that indicate an overdose include respiratory difficulty, seizures, lethargy, and even coma. Before you even try this drug, remember that there are other alternatives to Dramamine you can use that have fewer to no side effects, including herbal treatments and behavioral conditioning, as well as specific dog anxiety meds and tools like anxiety vests. Next on the list is Gas-X, also called simethicone. Simethicone is used in humans and in dogs to treat gas. However, it should not be used over long periods of time and should never be used without first consulting your veterinarian. It's not just important to get dosing information from your vet, it's even more important to find out the cause of your dog's gas. Is their diet not agreeing with them? Are they suffering from an infection? Have they eaten something they shouldn't have? The root of your dog's gas must be identified in order to be properly treated. If your veterinarian approves the short-term use of Gas-X for your dog, make sure that you do not vary from their treatment plan. Long-term use of this drug can alter natural pH levels in your dog's gastrointestinal system and lead to bacterial infection. Next up, we have Pepcid AC or famotidine. Pepcid AC or famotidine is used by veterinarians for the treatment of gastric and intestinal ulcers in dogs. It's proven to be safe and it works by suppressing the secretion of stomach acid so that the ulceration can heal. Famotidine is also used to treat reflux in dogs to reduce stomach inflammation resulting from kidney failure and to suppress histamine secretion in dogs with mast cell tumors. It's used often and is one of the safer human meds for dogs out there, but studies show that continuous use makes it less effective with time. The dosage of famotidine must be determined by your vet depending on your dog and what he's being treated for. Additionally, famotidine is known to interact with a variety of other medications and should not be given without being cleared by your veterinarian. Famotidine overdose is not a common occurrence, but if your dog exhibits rapid heart rate, vomiting, pale gums, restlessness, or collapses, they may have overdosed on this drug. Next is Zyrtec. It's a very popular brand of medication used to treat allergy symptoms in humans, but it's also been used in dogs for the same purpose, particularly in cases of chronic dermatitis. It can also be used to treat hot spot itching. Many times, Zyrtec is used as an alternative to Benadryl in dogs that don't tolerate Benadryl very well. Unlike many other human medications for dogs that are listed here, Zyrtec actually has been tested and has been shown to be quite safe for use in dogs. That said, it should never be given to dogs with compromised kidney function and should be used with care in senior dogs after, of course, you consult your veterinarian. Next up, another allergy medication is Claritin. This is also known as Loratadine. Claritin is another popular human allergy medication that can be used to treat dogs with allergy symptoms or to relieve inflammation related to mast cell tumors. It can also reduce side effects from vaccines. Both in vivo and in vitro studies found it to be safe and sometimes effective for different conditions. Before giving Claritin to your dog, talk to your vet about dosing information. Even when giving Claritin under the supervision of a vet, watch for any side effects including vomiting, diarrhea, urinary retention, and increased thirst. Note that you should never give Claritin to your dog if they're pregnant or if they're suffering from liver disease. Additionally, Claritin D specifically should never be given to dogs. The D or decongestant in Claritin D, which is pseudoephedrine, can be lethal to your dog even in small doses. Number 14 on my list is prednisone. Prednisone is used in dogs to treat inflammation from arthritis, autoimmune disease, allergies, and Addison's disease, and it was found to be partially effective. This must be given by prescription, and it's important for your vet to oversee any treatment, particularly because of all of the side effects that are common to corticosteroid treatment. Always give it exactly as directed by your vet and watch for troublesome side effects. Side effects seen with prednisone treatment include upset stomach, insomnia, nausea, vomiting, and fatigue. It can also pose difficulties when given to dogs with liver disease, kidney disease, heart disease, hyperthyroidism, stomach ulcers, or diabetes. Finally, rounding out my list of the 15 safe human medications for dogs is Zantac. Another histamine blocker like a few of the other medications that I've listed here. Zantac is sometimes used in dogs to reduce stomach acid to allow ulcers to heal and to reduce stomach acid in dogs with reflux. Even though it was shown to be safe, Zantac was not as effective for these conditions as some of the other medications that I've listed already. Although it's not approved for use in dogs, Zantac can be used under veterinary supervision in dogs, cats, and horses. It should never be given to dogs with kidney disease or liver disease and should not be given with food because it will reduce its effectiveness. You should also be wary of combining this medication with any other medications as it can cause problems. Side effects from Zantac are rare. However, if you notice diarrhea, consult your veterinarian as this can be a very common side effect. Furthermore, if diarrhea is accompanied by any or if you notice the following symptoms, do not give your dog any more Zantac and seek emergency veterinary care immediately. These symptoms include an irregular heartbeat, difficulty breathing, hives, and swelling of the face, lips, or tongue. You can check out our extensive article on this subject on our website at topdogtips.com. If you learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, family, and fellow pet owners. If you liked this video, you can also subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all of the tips and tricks that I share for pet parents and pet lovers. You can also subscribe to our email newsletter for daily tips and tricks in raising healthy, happy dogs. Thanks so much for watching.